Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining today. I'm Selena Kides. I'm the education coordinator for the Sonoran USED. A couple housekeeping things. Live captioning is available, and we're grateful to have Amanda as our captioner today. To access the live captions, please click on the live transcript button at the bottom of your screen. We also have live ASL interpretation. Thank you to Beth and Geraldine for being here. To access the ASL interpretation, you may pin the interpreters by clicking the top right corner of their boxes. As a reminder to our presenters and attendees, please avoid speaking too quickly so that the captioner and interpreters can accurately capture what's being said. We also ask that audience members remain muted with cameras off unless you're going to speak. Trainees, you can unmute yourselves and turn your cameras on when it's time for you to present. Today's symposium is being recorded and all the recordings will be available within the next week or so. Thanks, Jeff, for your technical assistance today. We have a Padlet available with accessible versions of our program and presentation materials. I'll be posting the link to our Padlet shortly. We'll be having Q&A time after our presentation. So if you'd like to ask a question, please type your question into the chat box, or you can use the raise hand button if you'd like to speak. If you encounter any technical issues, please send a message to myself, to Jeff, who's listed as Sonoran Center on his box, or to JC, and we'll be monitoring the chat. I'll go ahead and hand it off now to our training director, JC Farkas.
Thank you, Selena. Good afternoon, everyone. As Selena mentioned, my name is JC Farkas. I am the training director at the Sonoran Center, as well as our assistant director. And I just want to first, before we kind of kick all of this great evening off tonight, I would just like to share our land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge the University of Arizona is on the land and territories of Indigenous peoples. Today, Arizona is home to 22 federally recognized tribes, with Tucson being home to the O'odham and the Yaqui. Committed to diversity and inclusion, the university strives to build sustainable relationships with sovereign Native nations and Indigenous communities through education offerings, partnerships, and community service. And so I just want to welcome each and every one of you here. I think we're in for a treat. We have 10 great presentations this evening by our students who've been really working hard all year long on some really interesting projects. And so each of our trainees and students affiliated with our center will share a little bit about the work they've been doing, and there will be time for folks to ask questions. I'm going to hand it back over to Selena to talk a little bit more about our programs, to get an idea of who some of our students are and the type of programming they've been engaged in this year.
Thank you, JC. I'll start us off with a brief overview of our training programs. We offer a handful of interdisciplinary training programs for students here on campus, and our trainees come from a lot of different disciplines, so it's a huge variety. Our goal is to help trainees gain the skills and knowledge to become leaders and advocates in areas of disability by engaging and exposing them to disability research, practice, and policy. Our programs include our undergraduate certificate in developmental disabilities. It's a 1-year, 12-unit program, and our undergraduate students are engaged in research and community-based coursework in the areas of interest to them. We also have our diversity fellowship and internships, where we have students who are doing some in-depth work in different topics such as transition and inclusion. And we also have our policy fellowship, which aims to enhance a student's knowledge in the process of policy development relevant to individuals with developmental or other disabilities.